Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going over an article by AP which discussed that Vivek Ramaswamy will officially kick off his bid for Ohio governor in the city of Cincinnati on February 24th. So this video will be coming out Sunday, February 16th. So in just a little over a week, we'll be seeing Vivek Ramaswamy announce his bid for the Ohio governor's race. As the article goes, which was written by Julie Carr-Smith of AP, Republican Vivek Ramaswamy is preparing to launch his 2026 bid for Ohio governor on February 24th in his native Cincinnati, with ensuing announcements held over 2 days in the Columbus, Toledo, and Cleveland areas. The 39-year-old biotech entrepreneur, a 2024 presidential candidate who left President Donald Trump's government efficiency initiative last month, will kick off his closely watched campaign at Cincinnati CTEL-E Aerospace Incorporated. He'll then head to New Albany outside Columbus to deliver remarks at Axiom Packaging later that evening, according to a person close to the campaign who sought anonymity to discuss the unannounced details. On February 25th, Ramaswamy plans events at Glass City Center in Toledo and the local bar in Strongsville, a suburb of Cleveland. Ramaswamy will enter a GOP primary to succeed term-limited Ohio Governor Mike DeWine that's already been joined by Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost and Heather Hill, a former member of the state Martin Luther King Commission. Former Ohio Lieutenant Governor Jon Husted, long viewed as a frontrunner in that contest, dropped out of the running last month after being appointed to the U.S. Senate seat formerly held by Vice President J.D. Vance, who is a friend of Ramaswamy since the two attended Yale Law School together. Former Ohio Director Amy Acton is currently running on the Democratic side. As Ramaswamy seeks to overcome a lack of political or government experience, he's already secured the endorsements of two sitting Republican statewide officials, Secretary of State Frank LaRose, who also ran for Senate back in 2024, and Treasurer Robert Sprague. The person close to the campaign said Ramaswamy is also scheduled to speak at 30 county Republican dinners this spring. Those events will take place from March 3rd through May 22nd. And again, this article is written by Julie Carr-Smith. So this is a very interesting development. It's going to be February 24th. Ramaswamy running for governor has been one of the worst kept secrets in politics for the last month or so. It's all the rumors were leading towards him running for governor. He's been publicly teasing it for a while now. February 24th, we have confirmation, will be the official day that he declares his candidacy. As the article mentioned, Ramaswamy, I believe actually did not mention, Ramaswamy has also formally filed paperwork to run with the state government's elections system they have in Ohio. He has filed the paperwork to run, so he will be running for this race. Once he does, he'll be joining Heather Hill, former president of Morgan County School Board, and Dave Yost, Ohio's current attorney general and former state auditor from 2011 to 2019. Other potential candidates that may run for the race are Mike Carey, a U.S. representative, Warren Davidson, a current representative, and Jim Tressel, the new lieutenant governor, after Husted is now serving in the Senate. Some candidate news here. There have been some candidates that have withdrawn, likely in anticipation of Vivek running for the seat. Matt Mayer, former director of the Buckeye Institute, has withdrawn his candidacy, as has Robert Sprague, Ohio State Treasurer. He endorsed Ramaswamy and is now running for Secretary of State. Jeremiah Workman, a Veteran Affairs Claims Assistant and candidate for Lieutenant Governor in 2022, has also withdrawn. As Vivek Ramaswamy is beginning to run, he also has some out-of-state endorsements as well. Marsha Blackburn, Senator from Tennessee, Mike Lee, Senator from Utah, and Rick Scott, Senator of Florida, have all endorsed Ramaswamy. In the hypothetical Republican primary, there's only been one poll done by WPA Intelligence, but it does show actually a recent poll from January 28th to 30th. Ramaswamy has about a 30-point lead at 57%. Dave Yost, the Republican, is the closest competitor at second place with 26%. So at least early on, this seems like a race that Ramaswamy would win the Republican primary, and it would be his race to lose. There's also, seeing as J.D. Vance is giving a lot of his political team to work with Ramaswamy, an endorsement from Vance and potentially from President Trump certainly is within the cards as well. So it'll be interesting to see once he officially announces if Vance and Trump will endorse him, or if they're going to wait a little down the line or just leave it and not endorse him at all. But I think it is certainly a possibility that Trump and Vance could potentially endorse Vivek in this governor's race. On the Democratic side of things, As the article mentioned, the only declared candidate right now is Amy Acton, a former director of the Ohio Department of Health. Publicly expressed interest candidates includes Chris Redfern, a former state representative and former chair of Ohio's Democratic Party. The most notable one is Tim Ryan, the former U.S. representative and nominee for Senate in 2022, who ran against J.D. Vance and actually was a lot closer than expected Senate race. Other potential candidates, most notable is now the ex-senator or former senator from Ohio, Sherrod Brown. There were some rumors he may run for Senate again in 2026. Maybe he would decide he wants to run for governor. Maybe have a better chance at winning that. Could be a thought. In terms of the predictions for Ohio right now, Cook Political Report has it as likely Republican. Inside Elections has it as solid Republican. And that's really the thing with Ohio. It's really on the edge here between being a safe state and a Republican state. We did just see the 2024 presidential election. We saw Donald Trump win the state over Kamala Harris by about 11 points. That would be likely Republican. If you want to look back as well at the 2020 presidential election, I'll show you here. Ohio was about an 8-point win. That would also be likely Republican as well. And going back to 2016, it voted for Donald Trump by about 8 points. That would also be likely Republican. So Ohio, 3 presidential elections in a row, have voted as likely Republican, though the numbers have gotten more Republican in each election. Coming down to the governor's races, in 2022, Ohio was last up. Mike DeWine won by 25 points. That is a safe Republican margin. Back in 2018, DeWine won his first term. He won by only 3.7%, so it was a very, very close race. So that was a lean Republican one. As for what Ohio's looking like for 2024, I think a lot of it really is kind of contingent on what the Democrats do. If they put up Sherrod Brown, I think that probably gives the Democrats the best chance at winning this race. If the Democrats put up Tim Ryan, it probably gives them their second best chance at winning this race. I think the Republicans probably start off in Ohio right now somewhere in the line between likely and safe Republican. I think Vivek probably would win by around 9 to 10% is where I'm kind of leaning right now. It is certainly possible that without President Trump being on top of the ballot, that Vivek does not get as many voters in the state that Trump did in 2024. So that may hurt him a little bit. So instead of winning it by 11 like Trump did, he might win it by 9. But I don't think, for it not to be likely Republican, it would have to dip below a 5% margin of victory. And I really don't see that happening. Could Vivek exceed 15% and make it a safe Republican win? I certainly think that is possible, but I think it's more likely than not Vivek would probably win the Ohio's governor's race somewhere around 9%, which is where I have it starting out as likely Republican right now. So that's the latest news on Vivek running for governor. He's announcing on February 24th. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like. Do remember to click subscribe and leave a comment below telling me your thoughts, questions, whatever you have. I'll be happy to read them over and respond as well. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you in a future video. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button and make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really, really, really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day. So I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.